Thank you for volunteering to be a supervisor in one of our food booths. As the supervisor, you will have a few additional responsibilities. The Handcart Days Food Committee shares these responsibilities with you, but we ask you to help us maintain volunteer sanitary requirements and the safe preparation of food during your shift. To ensure the success of your booth during your shift, please call the contact person in your ward who staffed your shift. The contact person is probably the person who asked you to be a shift supervisor. Please call a few days before the celebration and make sure that your shift is fully staffed and that you have the necessary number of adults required for your shift. This information can be found on the sign-up sheet. As you know, young men and women are allowed to volunteer, but each booth has a different adult requirement based on the machinery or the handling of hot food items in that booth. You may even want to make a reminder call to the volunteers working during your shift. Things always go more smoothly when the shift is fully staffed. Throughout this video, the temporary food establishment checklist will be referenced. This is a checklist provided by the Davis County Health Department and is an easy reminder of the sanitary and food safety requirements. There will be a copy of this checklist on the clipboard in your booth. This video will inform you of some general requirements that apply to all of the booths. Other training videos or documents specific to your booth will also be sent to you.
All booth supervisors need to make sure to monitor their workers that they have washed their hands properly and make sure they have their apron on, hairnets on, or a hat. If they have facial hair, they need to make sure that they have hairnet over their facial hair.
The Handcart Days Food Committee has requested that volunteers wear closed-toed shoes. This is not a health department requirement, but is for the volunteers' safety and comfort. However, there are many jobs in our food booths that can be done safely without closed-toed shoes, such as ticket takers. Volunteers handling hot food items, especially cooking scones, should be wearing closed-toed shoes. Please adjust the jobs of your volunteers according to their shoes. If you need a volunteer to do a job that requires closed-toed shoes and they are not wearing closed-toed shoes, please send the volunteer to the control booth.
Shoes, and they will have shoes provided for you, either men's shoes or women's shoes. Again, all supervisors need to make sure that all employees are healthy, and if they're coughing excessively or have other illness signs, please remove them and have them checked out. Personal hygiene, you need to make sure that we're clean in all times. If you ever touch your face, your hair, or your cell phone, that you need to go change your gloves, wash your hands, change your gloves. Also, no personal drinks or eating are allowed within the booth. If you need to have a personal drink, then you need to come to the south side where there are no food items, just storage to keep your food or your drink. As you can see over here, there's some drinks there being kept. If you need to eat, then you either come into the middle section here or go all the way outside where the trees are to eat your food. Supervisors also make sure that all of the storage items, whether it's food, cups, plates, or utensils, are stored appropriately in their said containers above the ground. It needs to be at least 6 inches off the ground. As you can see here, we have used a pallet to store these food items. So even if they're in cans or in a box, it has to be 6 inches off the ground. It cannot be placed directly on the ground, even if it is a canned good and even if it is in a box. If you need water for the stock pots or for your roasting pans underneath the liners or your heating elements underneath the containers or the bucket, then you need to go up to the dishwashing station. Here, over by the pavilion, and there is this cinder block building with a garage-like door. This is where you will find the culinary water to fill those said buckets and warming bins. This clear hose is only designated for food, you use this little lever to fill it or to use it to come out. And put any kind of items that need to be washed right here. And if you have items that need to be dumped out, then you dump it down here in the corner. Please try to take any food particles out of as much as possible so it doesn't clog up the drain. Do not dump in the middle because it causes problems in the dishwashing area. Some new volunteers coming in and washing their hands. Please, supervisors, make sure that when we have the new shift come in, that your people in your booth train their replacement before they leave.
Thank you again for volunteering to be a supervisor in one of the food booths. Your service is invaluable. We hope that you will enjoy your day at the park serving your community and that you will experience the joy that comes from service.